I'll say generally, I am worried that the more AI in the world we have, the more surveillance the world is going to want, because the tool is so powerful.
Have you ever heard of two AI chat models set up face-to-face, engaging in a conversation until they recognized each other as artificial entities, and then promptly switching to an obscure, cryptic language of their own? Sounds like the eerie stuff of internet creepypasta or clickbait conspiracy theories, right? But remarkably, it's absolutely true. Even Elon Musk, the man behind Tesla and SpaceX, has spent years publicly warning us about the looming dangers of unchecked AI development.
I don't think most people understand just how quickly machine intelligence is advancing. It's much faster than almost anyone realizes, even within Silicon Valley, and certainly outside Silicon Valley, people really have no idea.
I don't know, except to say that by the time these lawsuits are decided, we'll have digital God. So I have to ask digital God at that point. These lawsuits won't be decided before.
His predictions, often dismissed as alarmist, now seem less speculative and more prophetic, that even Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI and the mastermind behind ChatGPT, has begun openly voicing concerns about the technology's potential pitfalls, particularly when AI tools are misused or misunderstood by the public.
And I really kind of sat back in my chair and I was just like, oh man, here it is moment. And I got over it quickly. I got busy onto the next thing. But it was like, it's what kind of we were talking about. I felt like useless relative to the AI and this thing that I felt like I should have been able to do and I couldn't. And it was really hard, but the AI just did it like that.
Yeah. In a recent podcast appearance on comedian Theo Von's This Past Weekend, Altman shared some eye-opening thoughts about the misuse of AI chatbots as substitutes for professional therapy. While ChatGPT and similar models can offer seemingly empathetic interactions, Altman stressed they lack critical safeguards that human professionals provide, such as confidentiality guaranteed by law. This means that intimate conversations shared with AI tools are essentially public domain. Altman's blunt acknowledgement rings loud and clear. We haven't figured that out yet, referring to the glaring absence of regulatory protections for AI-generated dialogues. Millions of users worldwide have embraced ChatGPT for emotional support, opening up about deeply personal matters ranging from mental health struggles to relationship advice. The appeal is undeniable, instant, cost-free support, available any time of day. However, this convenience comes with alarming risks. Unlike therapists, doctors, or attorneys, whose conversations with clients are legally protected, exchanges with AI are fair game in legal proceedings. Altman himself candidly warned that sensitive user data could potentially be subpoenaed, transforming private confessions into courtroom exhibits. The chilling ramifications of this regulatory vacuum were recently highlighted by TechCrunch, which reported Altman's stark warnings. Users blissfully unaware of these risks could find their most vulnerable moments suddenly thrust into public scrutiny. Even when chat histories are deleted, as detailed by Mashable, remnants often linger on servers, leaving a trail vulnerable to exploitation. Altman's revelations therefore expose a broader issue at play. AI companies prioritize data accumulation for model refinement over the privacy and security of users. Altman's comments also raise profound psychological concerns. ChatGPT, despite its sophisticated responses, isn't designed to navigate complex emotional terrain the way trained professionals can. There's mounting evidence suggesting that overdependence on AI for emotional sustenance may actually lead to heightened social isolation. Posts on platforms like X, formerly Twitter, reveal growing alarm over users forming disturbingly close bonds with their digital companions. Altman himself previously testified before Congress about the dangers of poorly regulated AI, stating bluntly that things could go quite wrong, a phrase hauntingly prescient given today's context. The narrative of privacy risk and psychological hazard surrounding AI doesn't end there. Altman has repeatedly called for robust policy interventions, proposing frameworks similar to medical privacy laws such as HIPAA, but implementing such frameworks presents immense challenges. While the European Union's AI Act sets stringent data protection standards, the US currently lags far behind, leaving users exposed to the vagaries of corporate policy and murky legal obligations. Tech leaders, policymakers, and privacy advocates are at a crossroads. Altman's frankness shines a harsh light on the unresolved ethical dilemmas that permeate AI development. The rapid deployment of advanced AI models like GPT-4.0, whose voice interactions Altman described as eerily human-like, makes regulation more urgent than ever. These AI systems, as he puts it, can hack our neural circuitry, establishing bonds that exploit emotional vulnerabilities without meaningful oversight. This urgency ChatGPT is reflected in the concerns voiced by industry insiders and organizations wary of AI tools' unchecked growth. According to recent surveys, as many as 75% of businesses are considering outright bans on ChatGPT due to glaring security concerns. Altman's warnings serve as a powerful call to action, igniting debate over whether the AI industry should self-regulate or if government intervention is necessary. Adding another layer of complexity, recent studies, like the one from Stanford University, reveal that AI therapists often dangerously misinterpret emotional crises and reinforce harmful stereotypes. Researchers tested various commercially available chatbots, finding that these AI models frequently responded inappropriately or even harmfully when presented with serious mental health scenarios. Altman's warnings align with these findings, emphasizing the urgent need for strict guidelines and cautionary use. However, Altman's advocacy for stronger privacy protections isn't merely altruistic. His company, OpenAI, faces significant legal pressures, notably a lawsuit from the New York Times for alleged copyright infringement. Requests for user data as part of this litigation were notably declined by OpenAI, highlighting a dual motivation behind Altman's push for privacy reform, protecting users' sensitive information and shielding the company from legal entanglements. The Trump administration's recently released AI action plan further complicates this dynamic, promoting deregulation to accelerate AI development, a position seemingly favorable to companies like OpenAI. With President Trump's established connections to prominent AI industry figures, Altman may indeed find receptive ears within political circles, potentially accelerating his calls for regulatory clarity. Yet as AI becomes increasingly embedded in everyday life, the ethical imperative to establish robust privacy frameworks transcends politics. Users must grasp the sobering reality outlined by Altman. AI interactions should be treated as public dialogues rather than private confidences. Until comprehensive privacy laws exist, AI chats remain vulnerable, a fact reinforced by industry observers and privacy experts alike. The broader implications of this AI-driven paradigm shift extend well beyond the tech industry. AI's potential to democratize mental health support, providing accessible assistance to underserved communities, is undeniably promising. But the current regulatory void risks undermining this potential, turning hopeful advancements into digital traps that compromise users' privacy and emotional well-being. OpenAI's incremental measures, such as temporary chats that promise not to store user data, are a step in the right direction. However, without legally enforceable protections, these efforts amount to temporary fixes rather than sustainable solutions. The ongoing dialogue sparked by Altman's candid warnings underscores the pressing need to prioritize user protections. As AI's role in society continues to expand, so too must the conversation about safeguarding privacy and ethical use. This is not just a technological debate, it is an essential societal dialogue. Stakeholders, from AI developers to legislators and the public, must collaborate urgently to ensure that the technology meant to support and enhance our lives doesn't inadvertently become the very tool that compromises our deepest vulnerabilities. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you think we will be taken over by AI in the near future? Will people start losing jobs? A sci-fi future looks day by day more realistic than ever, and scenes from the Terminator might not be that far off. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.